Hello, dear students. Welcome to the science class. I know you are studying a very interesting chapter now. Uh, by seeing those animals already, we had learned what is the chapter about. Yes, the chapter is about the animal life, where we will learn about the different behavior shown by different animals. So, yesterday, what had we learned? Very good. Yesterday, we had learned about the breathing organs which are present in those animals, in which we had learnt about the air tubes and the skin and also the body surface. Okay, and before that we had learnt about the lungs and gills. So already all the breathing organs more or less in a short we had discussed. Now today we will discuss about some other topic. Let's see what are we going to discuss today. Today we will be concentrating on feeding in animals. That is the this is very important because all animal beings, they need food to stay alive. Okay, uh, but plants, they have a very special mechanism by which they can make their own food. Okay, so that is why they are called as the autotrophs. That is, they can make their own food. That is, for nutrition they have to depend on themselves, nobody else. They are not dependent. But animal sorry the the uh, animals, exactly, they are directly or indirectly depend on plant for food. Okay, now different animals obviously eat different types of food. Some animal leaves plant directly, some animal plants eat animals, other animals, some animals eat both plants and animals. So according to the feeding habit, plants are categorized, the animals are categorized, or rather to say the entire living world is categorized into three classes. First one is the herbivore. Herbivore means those animals which can only eat plants. Okay, so what are the examples? Here you can see the examples are the giraffe, then the rabbit, the cow, then deer, then you can see the snails. These are examples. Obviously there are lot many more animals to be present here in the category of herbivore. It's a short, in a short way we can say these animals are considered as herbivorous animal. That means herbi means plant and vorous means eater. So they are only the plant eaters. They are only the animals which are directly eating the plant. Okay, next category we are coming, these are carnivorous. Even if you see those organisms, you will be able to identify them very easily. Suppose this is the vulture, this is the crocodile, this is the shark, this is the spider, who and this other, this is the tiger. So all these animals, if you can consider, if you can think, these animals whether they eat plant in any case. Have you seen a tiger eating grass? No. Or a crocodile eating a seed? No. So these animals are considered to be the class of carnivores. Okay, or in short we can say they are the flesh eaters. That means they eat the flesh. And this group of organism, you can see in the middle group, you think about us. What we eat? Sack, vegetable, chicken, mutton, egg, fish, everything. Even the seed, chana seed, dal, pulses seed, rice seed, then we eat the chana, matar, different types of seed items. Even we eat the leaf, that is bandha, that is a cabbage or pata gobi, whatever you say. Then we can eat the the cauliflower, that is the flower part. We can eat the different types of leafy vegetables like saag. In normal word, what in vernacular what we say is saag. So all these we eat all. So we are the omnivorous animal, that is eats the plant as well as the animal products. Excepting us, even the crow, even some animals more, bear, some more animals are also considered to be as the omnivorous because they eat everything, plant as well as animal. Okay. Now, by seeing this, can you understand anything which animal I am talking about? Yes, this is parrot. Okay, very good. That means parrot eats the plant product. Have you ever seen the parrot eating, say, flesh? Yes or no? Definitely not. Okay, let's see. So, let's see what is it. It is the herbivorous animal. Here also you can see the deer. Okay, they only eat the grass or small herbaceous plants, but they will never eat the flesh. So they are known as the herbivorous animal. Even in case of zebra, you can see they are, although they are big animal, although they are very well built, yet they eat only the grass. Even you can see this is a buffalo or cow, all these are eating the grass or plant products. Even you can see the different birds, the parrots of different variety. See, this is the carrot eating rabbits. They are also are plant eaters. That means they are these I had shown you different herbivorous animals, that is they eat only the herbs or only the seeds or only the plant products. Okay, even you can see this is corn, an animal, this is squirrel eating the corn, that is also plant product, or plant material, but in any case they are not eating the flesh. Even you can see they are eating the nuts. Okay, so all these animals which I had shown, all these different animals, they all are different, their food habit are different. Some are eating nuts, some are eating grasses, some are eating leaves. Parrots are eating, say, either red chili, or they are eating the this is a kind of a fruit. This The rabbit is eating carrot. All are eating different food items, but one thing is common in them. What is that? Yes, exactly, they are all eating the plant or the plant products. So they are known as herbivores. Herb means plant. You know, plant has got categorization of the herb, shrub and trees. So herb is a plant and vorous means who eats the plant. Okay, so they are the herbivorous animals. Okay, so I think all of you had understood what is herbivorous. Next we are going to some other type of organism. See, what can you understand by seeing this only? Yes, this is the tiger. Another thing which is very common in the tiger, what is this? Exactly, the pattern of teeth, as if some knife is there. Exactly, it functions, or it performs the function of the knife only, to tear the flesh, to cut the flesh. Even you can see the lion. See the way they are eating the zebra. One zebra they had caught, and they had hunted, rather to say, and they are eating the flesh. They are tearing apart the flesh. So these animals are the carnivorous animals, or they can be called as carnivores. Okay, see the kind of this in this context, I must tell you one thing. The deer here is the prey. Prey, prey. That means this is the tiger, this is the predator. This predator is hunting the prey. Okay, so tiger is hunting the deer. So this is the carnivorous adaptation. Okay, so carnivorous adaptation, they have a sharp pointed teeth. All carnivores animals, see, they have sharp pointed teeth. Now what is the function of these teeth? Obviously you know that sharp pointed teeth is essential because they need to tear the skin and the flesh. Okay, and their back teeth are strong and broad as they are used for chewing the bones. Only tearing apart the flesh is not enough. They will eat or chew the bones also. So, in order to eat the bones or chew the bones, they need back teeth. Okay, so this is the characteristic feature of carnivorous animal. See here also an example. Tiger can go up to the tree to catch its prey. Okay, this is so dangerous. It is catching and it is killing and it is eating. Although this is dangerous, although it looks bad, obviously none of us are looking good by seeing this feature, but it is the truth, because for survival they need this is their survival mechanism. Okay, we cannot deny the fact that only thing for our existence is we have to know the methods how to survive, and for the survival they all need this kind of food. And this is the dental pattern of herbivore, which I had shown in the figure also. This is the canine which you had seen when I had shown you with the tiger. This is the canine. These small teeth are known as the incisor, which helps to tearing the food. And this is the back teeth are stronger, which I had told. This is the premolar and the molar, and they help to chew the food. In previous class, I hope all of you had learnt about the incisor, canine, premolar and molar. So they are the different types of tooth which is present in the animal, and these different types of tooth are doing different functions, and these functions are helping those animals to survive. Okay, so that they can eat the flesh and survive in the condition. Next is coming as I had told you, this is omnivorous. A bear is the omnivorous, or omni means both. Okay, so the or omni means all. We can say omni means all. So the animals which can eat the plant product as well as they can eat the animal product, they are the omnivorous animals. So what are the examples? The humans, that is humans are omnivorous. Then raccoons, then different types of apes, monkeys, seagull, etc. They are categorized under this category of omnivorous. Okay, so they are the omnivorous. Now chimpanzee also considered to be an omnivorous animal. See, the one chimpanzee is eating the fruit or the plant product, and at the same time some other chimpanzees are eating the flesh. That means they have both the habit of this. We eat dal, that is plant product or pulses, and after that we eat egg or fish or chicken. So we are the omnivorous. We are eating all vegetable product as well as the non-vegetable product. So here also we can see a picture, that is a bear eating the fish or eating the plant. Okay, so they can be considered as omnivorous. They can eat both. Okay, so here we can see there are few examples of omnivorous animal, which you can, if you like, when you will see the video, you will see that there are different types of animals which are considered to be the omnivorous animal. So I hope from this lecture or from today's class you had understood the feeding habit is so important, and according to feeding habit the animal kingdom is divided into herbivore, carnivore and omnivore. Okay, so in the next class we will learn how do animals get the food. Till then, all of you stay safe Thank you.